Welcome everybody back to another meditative moment on the Stretch by Acacia Instagram and YouTube. These meditations are for you to create space in yourself. Take a minute or two and breathe into the body, release what we don't need, and open our tissues to receiving more information. So if you haven't done any of these meditations before, I do highly recommend you go into the meditation for your back fascial net and the corresponding meditation for your front fascial net. Those two meditations work really well with each other because those two nets balance each other, front body and back body. And today we're going to go deep. Today I feel called to share the meditation that I use in my own practice with my own students. That goes into the deep front net. It's interesting it's called the front net when it should just be the deep fascial net because it is encompassing the whole body but deeply within yourself, very close to your rib cage, the organs, the adductors. It comes from beside your on the side of your head, goes down the neck. Sorry, I just bumped the microphone. Down the neck, inside of the ribs, kind of expands the torso, front and back, then comes into the inside of the pelvis, adductors inside, like the inner side of the leg, and attaches at the feet. So that's like the basic knowledge that you need to access your fascia. In order to make it practical, we don't need to go into extreme details about every little insertion point and thing that it touches. Just knowing that fascia is literally everywhere and it is the communicative highway of the body. It needs to be able to move and it needs to be healthy and it needs to be functional both in flexibility and in its strength so that everything that our body needs to do, it can do. The information can get passed along and the nervous system can work, the muscles can work, the fluids can work, and hold it all together, and we can also make it really functional. So these meditations are designed to tap into that energy, release what we don't need, and expand our potential. So without further ado, let's get on into this. If you like these videos, please like, share, comment below, send to your friends and family. So seated comfortably or laying down. I want you just to, either with your eyes open or eyes shut, see yourself in front of you on like a screen. See the deep fascial net coming from the side of your head, down your neck, into the inside of your ribs, the whole volume of the ribs. It's lengthening down. From underneath the ribs, it kind of encompasses the whole torso, fills the bowl of the pelvis, lines the hip bones, the iliacus, lines the inside of that, comes from out the pelvis into those adductors down the inside of your legs, all the way down to your feet. Just picture that. And then start to bring that sensation, that image, into your own body. The body here on earth, the body that we can touch and feel and sense with. Bring that sensation of that net coming to alive from within you. And to feel that our tip of our ears, the very tip tops of our ears, are being gently lifted up to the ceiling. Our head is floating high above our spine. And our spine gets to fall down towards the floor. Imagining that ladder. There's space between each step. There's space between each vertebrae. Head flies high above the spine. Spine falls along into the floor. Sit bones direct to the floor. We can feel our back lengthening. We can feel our front body softening. And to support us, we can bring our front body to our back body and then allow that to energetically expand out and away behind us. Relax your throat and your jaw. As we feel supported here, can we now tune into that deep front fascial net and release 10% of what we don't need? Feel how your body can expand out into the bubble around you. Can we release 10% more of what we do not need? Which each 10%, can we feel ourselves expand out and still be supported, but letting go of what we do not need? Tap back into lengthening your spine from behind, softening the deep front fascial net from within. Release a little bit more within the pelvic bowl. Feel the psoas softening. Feel the hip flexor softening. Feel the legs fall into the floor. Feel how the pelvis hovers above the femurs. Feel the rib cage hover above the pelvis. Feel your head hover above the rib cage. Expand out around you. Lengthen again from behind. And soften the deep front net. See if you can release another 10% of what we do not need, or more if you feel called. Maybe that's 50%, maybe that's 100% of everything we do not need. Can we just let it all go? I recognize that this video being recorded right now, 10% just seemed what the collective needed. But if you are in the capacity and the awareness and the allowance to let go of more and more and more, and please do so. Do not hold yourself back. Feel yourself expand out like particles into a nice bubble around you. And then feel that bubble expand out into your room, whatever space you're in right now. Soften the deep front net. Expand those particles further beyond your space, further beyond your city, further beyond your province or state. Release a little bit more of that deep front net. Lengthen again from behind. Expand the particles out beyond the country borders. Allow your particles to fill the entire earth. And if you feel called, allow those particles to fly out into the universe. Keep allowing yourself to expand out and come back to your body here in space. Allow the ears to fly up a little bit more. Allow the chin to soften. Reconnect to the space between your vertebrae. Allow the sit bones to fall into the floor. Allow the head to fly high above the spine. Allow your hip flexors and psoas to soften. take a deep breath in and release. If your eyes were closed like mine were, you can flutter them open. You can take in the surroundings of your space. And you can ask for your deep front fascial net to just receive information and let go of what doesn't serve you. Thanks for joining me again for a fascial awareness perspective in the meditative practice. If you have any questions or if you'd like to leave me a comment, please feel free to do so. Share this with your friends and family. Mark this, tag it, save it for later. Come back to it whenever. And please use the tools in any sort of area of your life that you feel called to. Anytime, anywhere. These tools are within you and can be used for anything. All right, thank you so much. Much appreciated. And I'll see you soon for another video.